Hello, Loon friends. Alaska Teen Media's first year providing updates for the Alaska Loon Cam has come to an end. I want to take a moment for a little throwback and look at some important moments throughout Loon Cam history. In 2003, the Loon Cam began as a passion project by Gene Tam and Scott Christie. They would build the raft by hand and attach cameras to it so that they could share the footage with friends and family. Gene and Scott were devoted naturalists. Gene was a graduate of MIT and Yale with a degree in physics and a master's in forestry. She moved to Alaska in 1985, becoming a quintessential part of the scientific community. She was a valued member of the state's Geological Information Service, the Alaska Conservation Foundation, the Alaska Native Plant Society, and was even the longest-serving member of the Anchorage Audubon Society's board of directors. Scott graduated first from Central Michigan University with a bachelor's degree in biology, then the University of Missouri with a master's in geology, and lastly the University of Maryland with a PhD in geomorphology. He moved to Alaska in 1980 to work on the Trans-Alaska Pipeline and later became a geologist working for the state of Alaska. After his retirement in 2007, he became an adjunct professor at the University of Alaska. He was a member of the Alaska Conservation Foundation alongside Gene, as well as being a member of several aviation groups. Suffice it to say, Scott and Gene truly loved the natural world. Their specialties were different, but they had a shared appreciation for the natural wonders of Alaska. Gene, in particular, had fallen in love with the loon pair, who nested in the couple's backyard on Connors Lake, later inspiring them to launch the Loon Cam. For years, the Loon Cam was available for streaming online thanks to a partnership between the Alaska Audubon Society and the Cornell University Lab of Ornithology Nest Cams project. The Loon Cam went on for 16 years in this form, until 2019 when Gene and Scott unexpectedly passed away in a plane crash. They were beloved members of their community and had countless friends within the scientific community who understood the work they did and its value. The year following their passing, friends of Gene and Scott wanted to keep the Loon Cam going, but were unable to due to the COVID-19 pandemic. When Gene and Scott passed, their savings went to an endowment fund for Alaska Conservation Foundation to continue their research in Connors Lake. With this funding, the organization launched the raft again in 2021. This would also be the first time ATME was involved with the project, creating the Loons of Connors Lake documentary. In 2023, the Loon Cam made its biggest jump yet, launching on YouTube. The first video was uploaded May 15, 2023, titled Pacific Loons in Connors Bog in Anchorage. There was very little editing in this video, no narrations or captions, just 43 seconds spent with the loons we've come to know and love. The first video with voiceover narration was a little less than a month later, on June 10th, and would come to define the format we still use today. This is also where we would meet our host, Alaska Nymph, who would be responsible for the YouTube channel for the coming years.
Hello, Loon friends. I'm here with an announcement that you have already noticed. These videos will have voiceovers now. I would like to apologize.
These videos continued with the Alaska Conservation Foundation for 2 years. In 2025, the Loon Cam would form 2 new partnerships. First was Stellar Secondary School, with several Stellar students and teachers helping to build the Nest platform. Secondly, the Loon Cam would officially partner with Alaska Teen Media Institute, who would produce videos on the activity of the loons for the YouTube page. Only a month into this summer, Alaska Nymph had to step down from their duties and pass the role of host on to someone else. That someone would end up being me. It's been a crazy year, from the missing loonlets to the otter appearances and even the mallard takeover later in the summer, but it's been amazing working regardless, and I'm looking forward to sticking with the Loon Cam for the foreseeable future. I have always loved wildlife. Since I was 14, I've planned on getting a degree in biology or environmental science and working locally in wildlife education and rehabilitation. It's part of the reason I feel the need to stress how grateful I am for this. I love film and journalism. I work for ATME and am attending film classes, but my greatest passion is ultimately wildlife, and I would love nothing more than to be able to do this for as long as I can. In ATME's 2021 documentary, John McCormick, a loon enthusiast and friend of Scott and Gene, said this.
And I hope that we'll get some very smart and energetic people, younger people, to maybe take the project up.
Ever since watching that documentary, I keep thinking about this line. I don't mean to sound overly sure of myself, but I like to think that if he saw all of the young, inspired and driven people attached to this project that he would be proud. And if by any chance he is watching this video, thank you, John. Your words meant a lot to me and others. Lastly, we would like to thank everyone who has been involved with this crazy year and helped keep things going. Thank you to our experts and consultants, Alaska Nymph, Aaron Poe and Tamara Zeller, Stellar Teacher Joe Jackson, Emily from Anchorage Parks and Rec, Rob from Fish and Wildlife, At-Me photographers Jezekiel Lee and Logan Earhart, our wonderful editor Burr Reed, and of course all of our amazing fans and viewers who make all of this worthwhile. That's right, I see you guys. Elk Soup and Venus, thank you all for commenting and staying tuned. It's only been possible from our partnership with such incredible people and organizations, and we are incredibly glad to have the community we have now. It really brings a new meaning to Loon Friends. Thank you all for sticking through this to the end and taking a little stroll down memory lane with us. We'll see you again later this summer. Goodbye for now, Loon Friends.